Hello, I'm going to show you how to enable remote MySQL access and connect it via MySQL Workbench in your Webuzo control panel. Now, it's important to first state that your database must be configured, like you must configure your database with MariaDB because that is what our servers use. So if I scroll down and you can see server info, this is MariaDB. So if you are building your database, like if you are building your database with MySQL, you would have issues when you are doing any import, or you might experience issues while you are working. So it's important that if you are building your database, please build a MariaDB database for you to not experience any issue. And then also, even though we are doing a tutorial for this, we recommend that if you want to work on your database, we already have phpMyAdmin, which if I click on phpMyAdmin, you can see this is phpMyAdmin. So with phpMyAdmin, you can work on your database. You can build your database directly with phpMyAdmin. But if you still want to use MySQL Workbench, make sure that that database is a MariaDB database so that you will not have compatibility issues while working. So I'll go back to my Webuzo control panel, and now in my database section, the next thing I'll do is I'll click on remote MySQL access, and then I'll click on add host, and then I'll select the database user. So since I only have one user, I'll just leave it like this, and then I'll select this. I'll click on any host, and I'll click on add host. Host has added successfully, so I'll click on OK. And then the next thing is in my SQL Workbench, I'll click on this plus icon, and I'll put in my connection name as remote access, and then my host name is my IP address. So if you want to know your IP address, just go back to your Webuzo control panel, and you can see this is your IP address. So you take that IP address, put that, you leave the port as default, and then for the username will be that database user. So I'll go back to remote MySQL access, and I'll just take this database user, and then I'll put that here. And then for the password, I'll click on store in vault, and then I'll put in the password for that database user. So that password is like, remember when you were creating this database user, you created a password. So that's the password we will use. And then I'll click on OK. And then I can click on test connection. You can see we are getting a warning. We are getting a warning because you are trying to connect to a MariaDB server, and this, like my SQL is not recognizing this, but you can still proceed because you can see there might be some incompatibilities, but you can proceed. So you just click on continue anyway, and you can see successfully made the MySQL connection. So I'll click on OK, and then here I'll click on OK, and this is it. This is my remote access. So I'll just click on this. You can see opening SQL editor, and if you don't want to see this message again, because you keep seeing this message because it's not it's a MariaDB server instead of a MySQL server. So if you don't want to see this message again, you can just click don't show this message again, or you can just click continue. Like after clicking this, you click on continue anyway. If you don't want it, you can just leave it like that, and then you click on continue anyway, and you can see this is the database. I have successfully connected to the database remotely, and that's it. That's how to enable remote MySQL access and connect via my SQL Workbench. Thank you for watching.